Long as you on the scene, think you know your girl, that's so funny to me.
Yo, what's up everyone, it's Blue Nova and I'm back with a new tutorial on how to get your vocals to sound like Summer Walker in her song Session 33. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so that you're notified every time there's a new video. So this is one of my favorite songs on the entire album. I also put a full cover out for the song, so I'm going to put a link in the description for it as well. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So right here I have my lead vocal and I'm going to play the raw quality of it to let you guys hear what it sounds like.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
Alright, cool. So the first thing we're going to do is load in Studio Rack. The link for the entire vocal preset will be in the description for everybody to get. So all the effects that you see today will be there and available for everybody to use. The first thing we're going to use on our processing is called the NS1 noise suppressor by Waves. This is basically going to remove those noises and static in the background of our microphone. It basically cleans up your quality. So you want to have this in order to have some better recordings. I went ahead and set my parameters to around 20 on the leveler right here, and this is what it's going to sound like.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
Alright, cool. So next up we have the RVox. The RVox is a great compressor in order to level and completely get your vocals to have this consistent sound. I went ahead and dropped my threshold down to negative 12.3 and just lowered down my gain to negative 6 just so we have some nice headroom in the mix.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
After that we have an F6 by Waves.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
So next up we have an REQ6 by Waves. What we're doing is just rolling off the low end of the vocal and then boosting the high end of it. In Summer Walker's vocals, there's usually a lot of high end clarity in it. So for this, I'm boosting around the 8K to get that clarity and air that we hear in a lot of her vocals, and I'm boosting that up a good amount, but we're gonna have that leveled and sounding great in the overall mix whenever we're finished. So right now, this is what the vocals sound like.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
Next up, we're going to use an L1 limiter to get that consistency back in the vocal again.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
Next up, we have a de-esser, and all we're doing is taking away the sibilance in the vocals.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
Next up, we have an SSL channel by Waves, and what we're doing is just coming back in and doing a little bit more EQ work to the vocal.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
And the very last thing, just putting this sibilance live preset on it, and this is going to take away that harshness and those harsh S's and T's in the vocals. So this is just another de-esser that you guys can add on top, and this is what it'll sound like.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
After that, the very last thing, you just put in some reverb on the vocals. Summer Walker has some very warm and cool sounding reverb on her vocals. So these are the settings I created in order to get a very similar sound. And this is what it'll sound like.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
So now what we have right here are going to be our harmonies. Our harmonies are going to be sent into one entire bus. So I'm going to pull that up for you guys right now. As you can notice, we have some harmonies in here panned a little bit to the left and some a little bit to the right. We're not overdoing it too much because we're not having a ton of harmonies, and you don't want to overdo your panning whenever you don't have too many harmonies in it. So all these harmonies are going to be routed into one bus. And the bus, initially, we're going to use the same thing as the lead vocal, but we're going to replace the sibilants and use the C4. The C4 is just going to give us some more control, where the vocal is basically going to compress some high mid frequencies, mid and the low frequencies. So all we're doing is just pushing those down so that it's not competing too much with the lead vocal. And I'm going to let you guys hear what it sounds like all together.
Call your name. Play these games. Golden rain.
Aside from that, we're going to get into the next thing, which is the effects for the harmonies. So the effects, what we have is going to be a doubler 4, and a doubler 4 is not doing anything too crazy, but we're just trying to get that more spread out sound in the vocal. The vocals aren't heavily detuned or anything for the harmony, so also keep that in mind. These are the settings I created with it. So let's go ahead and hear what the doubler 4 before we put the reverb on it.
Call your name. Play these games. Golden rain.
And the very last thing, just putting the reverb on it just to give it that widened and fuller sound with it. So this is going to be the quality of the harmonies together with the doubler 4 and the reverb.
Call your name. Play these games. Golden rain.
Now playing everything all together with the instrumental. This is going to be the quality of the vocal preset together with the instrumental.
Long as they call your name, you'll continue to try to play these games. Leave your family in the cold and rain, and I don't think you'll ever change your ways.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and put a thumbs up. Put in the comment section what you all want to see next. If you need your song mixed and mastered, go to bluenovabeats.com. Go to the contact form on the very bottom of the page. Send me a message there. The link to the plugins that we use in this video will be in the description. Shout out to Waves Audio for that. And also, like I mentioned before, the preset is available in the top of the comments and also in the description. But if you guys have any more suggestions, put it in the comments and I'll catch you all in the next video.
Long as you on the scene, think you know your girl, that's so funny to me. That why you done got left by 1 or 2 times. Got tired of your shit, you almost slashed on my eye.